Hi, my name is Matthew Moskowitz, Director of Trainers at Calves Kitchen Wellness. This is
Jake Boley, staff writer at Barbend.
and we're going to show you 5 myofascial release techniques for below the knee. All motions shown today should be done under the supervision of a medical professional. All should be done post-workout, and for tightness only. If there is any sharp pain, consult a physician immediately. When addressing motion in the calf, people tend to oversimplify. The calf is made up of 3 distinct pieces: the Achilles tendon, the soleus supporting muscle, and the gastrocs main muscle. I always try to take all 3 pieces into account whenever I do release on any part of the lower body. For our first motion today, we're going to be pushing the heel of the foot as firmly into the roller as possible. We're going to be flexing and releasing to relax the Achilles tendon, going up the calf into the gastrocnemicus. Beginning in the same position as the last motion, we're going to push the meat of the heel as firmly into the roller as possible, restricting the knee to prevent falling off the roller. We'll be moving left and right to release the peroneal up the calf. Turning the roller the long way, we're going to begin the motion 1 inch above the Achilles tendon, going for a long stroke straight through to the gastrocnemicus, 1 inch below the knee, keeping the toes pointed straight up at the sky. And we're going to do this for between 30 seconds and a minute on each side. Beginning with the roller above the gastrocs, the meat of your calf, you'll internally rotate your leg, meaning pointing your toe towards your other leg. We'll take about a 3-inch stroke above and below the meat of the calf. We're going to do this about 30 times. Beginning with your knee on the floor, we'll restrict the front of the shin, pushing in as hard as possible, flexing the toe in and out, incrementally about 20 times. And we'll do this over the course of 5 sections, pushing your knee off the floor and incrementally working your way until you get to the knee. Most people prefer this with a softer roller.
So Matt, you mentioned that foam rolling is best post-workout. Why is that?
Post-workout foam rolling will prevent muscle soreness, will prevent muscle tension, and will leave you mobile for the rest of your life. It also helps break up the buildup of scar tissue over time.
And now, would you recommend foam rolling after every type of workout?
Absolutely, after every workout, on almost every muscle, as long as it's not thin muscle and don't roll on bone.
So when we were just rolling my heel, I actually didn't feel the roll that much or the release of my medial tissue as much as you said. So would you recommend doing this for a prolonged period, or what's the deal with the timeline on actual foam rolling?
I would suggest you keep doing it. In fact, do it often on a regular basis for at least 3 weeks. If you feel no relief after that point, start researching new techniques. Foam rolling and release techniques are not instant gratification. It's something that makes you mobile for the rest of your life. And people tend to give up on it too easily. It's something you have to really work at and find what works for your own body line.
So it's like training, you gotta keep doing it to get better at it.
Absolutely. It's something that takes practice and skill and attentiveness.
Cool. So in terms of self-application, I have a couple questions. So I mentioned that I didn't feel the roll as much in my heel, but I did really feel that on the anterior portion of my shin. So how can someone kind of self-gauge the pressure they should be putting into each muscle or each body part that is comfortable, but also giving them some form of release over time?
Sometimes the equipment we use is not necessarily right for our part of the body, depending on the shape and size of your feet. You might have to switch to something simple like a tennis ball. And in that case, just stand on the tennis ball with your heel engaged and push right through it.
Cool.
And stand very, very still.
And then in terms of how this felt very strong on the anterior portion of my leg, you would recommend doing the opposite, which is like a softer foam roller.
Exactly. Relieve the stress on the area that you're not intending to hit and hit deeper into the area you are.
Got it. And then final question, you should never be in pain when doing this, right? Just some form of light pressure release?
Pushing into a knot of muscle will sometimes cause a deep ache. If any pain gets sharp, stop immediately.